the opening vistas of space promise high costs as well as high reward. We set sail on this new sea because there is new knowledge to be gained. The exploration of space is one of the great adventures of all time. And we mean to be a part of it. We mean to lead it.
Well, looks like a new day in Aquila. Let's go talk to Keone.
Free for 200 years, and this city is the best the Collective can come up with?
Not every city has to be New Atlantis. Some people like the aesthetic.
If you're looking for work, Mayor Cartwright might have something, or point you the right way.
Well, I suppose he is on the way.
Aquila City's really the heart of the Freestar Collective.
What does that make neon? It sure ain't the brains.
The finest folk in the settled systems make their home right here. I hope Aquila is treating you nicely.
Usually is. I heard you had some kind of job, something you needed done?
Have a wonderful visit.
No?
Hello there. So good to see you.
Okay,
If you
well,
run into any problem,
maybe I was wrong.
in my town, you come tell me. Aquila City truly is
Do
the
I have to
jewel
ask you
of the
about
Freestar
something
Collective.
before you tell me what you... Tell me about
The
the core.
core is the oldest district and represents the original settlement dating back to the days of Solomon Coe. The descendants of
know.
the original settlers still make their home there today.
So, okay. Now that you've told me information I already know, tell me about your problem.
Frank's just the latest owner of the old Hersenove Manor, and he's the worst, simply the worst. But it's been a problem since the Hersenove family ran out of heirs. There's an old wrong the Cartwrights have been trying to right for decades. And hence, well, I need help.
And what's wrong with Frank?
He's just another slick, rude, neon corporate hack, full of himself and just awful. I mean, the core is history itself. Cads like him don't belong here.
Wow. Well, if you are paying for this, I might be able to oblige.
Of course, of course. The last Hassanov was Sahar. Sad tale there. By all accounts, when she lost her last grandchild around 40 years ago, well, it broke her. She packed up and just plain left the estate. Built some farm far from Aquila City and the protection of its walls. It didn't take long before the Ashta overran the farm, and just like that, no more Hassanovs.
Tell me more about the Hassanovs.
The Hassanovs were one of the early families that took to making a living in space. Very industrious, mainly miners. They settled planetside in the earliest days of Aquila City. They helped good old Solomon Coe a time or two, but they didn't fare well living in full gravity after a couple of generations in zero-G. Lots of health issues. Eventually a string of just terrible luck left only lonely old Sahar Hassanov. Poor lady. And those that were healthy kept leaving Aquila. The call of the stars.
It sounds to me like she just wanted to go out on her own terms.
A lot of folks thought the same. So I need someone to go to the old Sahar farm, brave the Ashta, and see if she left a will. I swear I'll honor her wishes. Aquila owes her family that much. And if it happens to kick Mr. Big Shot out of the Corps, well, that'll be a bonus.
And how will finding her will change anything?
Sahar left no heirs, no instructions. So everything the Hassanovs owned was in limbo. What happened to the estate? Well, you'd have to be a lawyer to make heads or tails of it. But eventually it wound up on the open market, so slick neon corporate shills could grace our community. If she named any heir, we could get the estate back where it belongs. See things made right.
Well, I gotta be honest. I'm not sure about this, but tell me where to go.
Sahar's farm is elsewhere on the planet. If you can't handle Ashta, please just don't go. I don't want this whole sordid story to have more tragedy. Be careful, and look out for yourself.
Have I told you that I'm not fond of the mayor here? He's alright with politics, but he may say he is a charismatic man, but he's also not, well, I mean, you heard my interaction with him.
We need to be smarter, better in the way we handle the Ashta.
Well, I guess that's the plan, right?
Hey, how have you been? Staying out of trouble?
Not exactly. I kind of go looking for it.
Well, whatever gets you through the day. I've had more than my fill of it for this lifetime. Things here have been... well, they're better. The ice has thawed a bit between me and Davis. We'll probably never be friends, but at least we're on speaking terms now. I think he finally appreciates the value of my research.
Well, I'm glad you two are getting along. You're both, honestly, pretty stubborn people.
I know, I know. I think we both realize that, and we're working on putting it behind us. In fact, speaking of Davis, I have to confess, I'm a little worried about him. In analyzing the recent data, I've isolated readings suggesting that someone is making patrols far more often than in the recent past. I don't have any direct evidence, but I know it's Davis. It's gotta be. I'm worried that everything I've inadvertently put him through is kinda, I don't know, pushed him over the edge, or at least a little too close to it.
If you're that worried, why don't you go talk to him?
I have recognized that Davis has an emotional reaction to my presence. We're on speaking terms, but he still gets agitated. I don't want to make things worse. I'm better with statistics and circuits than I am with people. I've already made a mess of this situation. Do you think you could go speak to him? If nothing else, it would ease my conscience.
Yeah, I can do that. It's pretty late. And I don't know where he lives. Well, I assume he doesn't live here.
If you're looking for a
Maybe she's
sidearm,
right.
I recommend Laredo's Firearm Factory. Built right
Davis,
I
you
can't believe Bailey did such a bonehead move.
you aren't planning to go out late at night, are you?
Oh, brother. Why is it every time I see your face, I bet a headache's gonna follow shortly after?
You might want to see a doctor about that.
Maybe I will. Let's see where this goes. So what can I do for you?
Well, Keone thinks you're spending a little bit too much time on patrols, and we're worried about how much time you're outside the walls, especially late at night.
I don't know whether I should be reassured that someone cares or creeped out that someone's watching me that closely. Ah, that woman, I swear. Even though we've smoothed over most of the rough spots, she still manages to strike a nerve without even trying.
Well, you know, Keone's not doing anything to sabotage your work.
No, I know she's not. Might not have believed it when she first showed up in the town, but she's been honest and on the level. When we were out there and we found that robot, obviously that threw me for a loop. Still can't believe one of my own people will pull a stunt like that, endangering us all. But the more I thought about it, that whole episode doesn't account for some of the tracks I saw out there. Too large, too spread out.
You said yourself it was a real shock. Maybe that's all that it was. You know, you're kind of overworking yourself. You need to get some rest.
I can't rest if something out there still ain't right. By now you ought to appreciate at least that much. If there's a bigger Ashta out there, something meaner than what we've seen so far, I have to know. I tell you what, if you and Keone are worried, why don't you just come with me then? Either I get an extra gun in the fight, or you get to laugh at the old man and say, I told you so. I'll give you a chance to gear up if you need it. And, maybe grab the biggest gun you got, just in case.
Well, I'm pretty much always geared up, so let's go if we're going.
All right. You know, Keone showed me her data. She's a clever kid. She's got a lot of things figured out. I think we can make some real improvements in the future. She had a couple sets of data that she thought were erroneous or something. But it seems to me that it might not be. Bigger, faster, Ashta sounds like it matches up with the tracks I've seen. But I tell you, I'm hoping she's right and it's just a glitch. And, no need to tell her I said that. Wouldn't want it going to her head. All right, here we are. Let's head this way. I remember a story from the first time I was here on Aquila. I had totally forgotten about it till recently. Every so often, we get independent types who think that they can succeed where everyone else has failed. Some of them stride off into the wilderness, certain that they're going to make more credits than anyone in history. Mining, botany stuff, whatever. Warnings just don't get through to them. Most of them don't come back. But this one-time miner from some corporation or other, he drags himself back into the city bloody and half dead. Claimed he seen an Ashta big as a house out there. The older guys all said he was delirious, and me, well, I was new as anything and just listened to him. Now, though, I'm wondering if maybe it wasn't just blood loss and heat stroke. Maybe he really did see something. Maybe I should have come out here a long time ago. Shit, that's gotta be it! No matter what happens, you make it back to the city and tell them about this. You hear me? That's one big son of a bitch!
No! No! Stop that! You're going to kill someone.
That's the plan. Well, kill something. Well, I guess you found your culprit.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't think we were gonna make it through that. If you hadn't been with me, no way I'd be standing right now.
There's no way we could allow that to happen.
Well, I hope this puts your mind at ease.
I mean, it does, and it doesn't, you know? We got out alive this one time. That's good. But this ain't gonna be the last time we have to deal with this. Now that we know these things are out here, we need to track them and keep them out of populated areas. And that plan is gonna need everybody. So, I'm gonna swallow my pride a bit here and ask you to go tell Keone what we found. Let her know that her data wasn't an error and that she needs to focus on it.
Well, generally an apex predator like this is territorial. We should be safe, but I really don't want to leave you out here alone.
Oh, don't worry about me. Thanks again for saving my ass.
I'm still gonna stay with you until we get back. Coming out here at night can be a dangerous proposition. You should know that better than anyone.
Nobody's allowed outside the city walls after nightfall. It's for their own safety.
Well, I mean, allowed? It's not like you can really stop them if they want to go. Besides, you don't stop them. You just prefer they don't go out. I mean, maybe you stop kids. But adults are adults. Well, I talked to Davis and got some new info.
So, what happened?
Your data wasn't a mistake, exactly. It helped us find a new kind of Ashta.
Really? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't trust it. You know, I was really hitting a point where I was starting to think maybe this was all a mistake, that I stuck my nose into something I shouldn't have. Davis was so certain they had everything under control that they didn't want or need my help. But they did, didn't they?
Well, no time to pat yourself on the back. You've got work to do.
Yes, you're right. I need to reevaluate all the existing data. Who knows what else we can get out of it? I need to get to work on this immediately. But while I've been sitting around, I whipped up a little something for you. I thought it was funny. Now that I'm giving it to you, I'm hoping it's not in really poor taste. Anyway, thank you. Again.
Well, I mean, it's cute. Not really my cup of tea, but... Alright, let's go talk to Emma about that hostage situation.
Ashtar are sometimes spotted by the farms. That's why we only use robots outside the walls.
City with walls. Quite a throwback, wouldn't you agree?
Kind of a necessity. To be fair, you know, New Atlantis is built on a giant cliff and it does have walls itself.
Hiya.
Just
Looks
doesn't
like
need
we
them
got
all.
another off-worlder.
Emma?
You've got potential. Just need to see a little more from you.
Well,
Oh, you're back. How'd it go?
It was a success. I hope I helped make the Freestar Collective a little safer, and the captain was grateful.
I'm sure you did. And I'm glad to know that was your priority. You did what I asked, so let's go meet the Marshal. Follow me.
Oh. Okay. I wasn't expecting to...
We're headquartered in the upper floors of the Rock, but we also have remote stations throughout Freestar Collective space. Helps us to identify and respond to threats more quickly. Like I said before, there are less than a dozen Rangers in all, and we operate with limited resources. Thankfully, most people respect us and are willing to cooperate. In this job, your eyes, ears, and wits are every bit as important as your badge and your sidearm.
This place is bigger than I thought.
Marshal?
Emma,
take it you're here because you're satisfied that our new recruit can handle the job.
Seems like a fine candidate. Got the right priorities.
All right, then. Step forward, recruit. Let me have a word with you.
All right. What is it?
I've got just one question. Do you pledge to defend the people of the Freestar Collective, even if it means risking your own life?
I mean, I guess so. I've kind of been doing it for most of my adult life.
Not good enough. You need to be sure about this. Now, what's it going to be? You ready to carry a badge?
I was expecting more information, but sure. Absolutely, Marshal.
Good. Here, take these.
Oh.
You're now a Freestar Ranger deputy. I'm assigning you to Ranger Wilcox for some field training. Listen good to what she tells you. Welcome aboard, deputy.
You've made a wise choice, but I trust that your duties as a ranger won't interfere with your service to Constellation.
I hope not.
Wish we could throw you a welcome party, but there's work to do. We got word from a farmer on Montera Luna. She says someone's trying to take her farm, and she's afraid she might be in danger.
What can you tell me about Montera Luna?
Well, it's a moon that orbits Montera. It's got a breathable atmosphere, warm climate, and good soil for growing.
Tell me about the farmer?
Just a name. Michaela Wagner.
Oh.
There have been Wagoners on Montera Luna for a long time, and I'm sure they're proud of that heritage.
Well, it sounds simple enough, I guess.
Well, most things do at the start. Doesn't mean they stay that way.
No.
That being said, best not to assume anything. Just try to keep an open mind. Grab any supplies you might need, and let's get going.
Pay attention to what Ranger Wilcox tells you.
I'm here for you, my love.
All right. I'm sorry. I didn't expect this to be so sudden, but well, we'll see what happens. I've actually been to Wagoner Farm a few times. Just like anything, basic deliveries. People, supplies. What's out here? Oh. Okay. I honestly never paid any attention to that door.
If you are ever looking to buy property, remember me, Mr. Tate.
You wouldn't happen to know about specific property?
I love my job. So many memories of happy homeowners building new lives.
You know what? Tell me again about the core manor?
It's my favorite listing I've had in years. Spacious, in the core itself. I took great pains to get all the approvals, so the neighbors should be no problem. It's historic and spacious. Oh my, so much space. And the price is a veritable bargain.
Well, I'll take it.
You have made my year with this. I just know this manor will bring you nothing except joy and good fortune. It's yours.
Great.
Would Would it be too much to ask if we stopped by Laredo Firearms and took a look around? In.
Ranger?
Sort of. Oh, he was probably talking to Emma.
Are you that newcomer that saved Mr. Crowley?
Captain?
Sorry about the little detour, Emma. He was right there. We'll get off to see the wagoners right away.
I was just starting to miss the feeling of wind beneath our wings. Apogee kick complete. Orbit steady.
Welcome to Freestar Space. We're gonna do a quick scan for contraband, and you can be on your way. Scan complete. You're clear to land.
Let's put this bird on the ground.
Wonder what it looks like in the day.
Hey, what's going on?
I guess we're gonna find out.
Can't imagine living on the fringes like this. I think I'll stick to the comforts of New Atlantis.
Yeah. You'd be surprised what you can get used to. Kinda reminds me of home. A little bit more built up though. New wagoner?
The Freestar Rangers. You have no idea how happy I am to see you.
I'm Ranger Emma Wilcox. My deputy and I are here to help. Now, tell us what happened.
I was out planting in the fields when I saw some men approaching. They looked like soldiers with uniforms and weapons and such. They wanted to buy the farm. Didn't even ask if it was for sale. Their offer was so low, I told them right where they could stick it. They said they'd give me time to think about it, but if I didn't change my mind, I was gonna regret it. Then they left.
How many men were there?
There were 4, but when they were walking away, I heard them talking like there were others. Maybe there's more out there.
And you said they looked like soldiers?
That's right. The uniforms looked like the ones worn by Freestar soldiers back during the war. They had a certain steel in their eyes. Like men who were used to violence. I was in fear for my life.
Any reason why someone might want this farm?
Nothing I can think of, no. Truth is, we're in some hard times here. The last harvest was the worst we've had in a long time. Besides, it ain't like there's a lack of available land around here.
Well, if they're planning to come back, they're probably somewhere nearby.
Back behind the house there's some canyons. They went that way. That place is dangerous. Steep slopes, narrow trails, rock slides, and all manner of hostile creatures, too. If you're going after those men, be careful. Oh, there's one other thing. They said they were the first. The first of what, I'm not sure. But there must be more of them coming.
Thank you, ma'am. That should be enough for us to find these men. All right, Deputy. Keep that weapon handy and your eyes sharp. Since these guys don't know we're after them, they're probably not making an effort to hide their tracks. Now, let's go and check out those canyons.
Well, Deputy, you've come this far. It's time to take over and show us what you can do.
That's right.
Well, let's see what the scanners have to say. It's always the first step. As for the first, well, I think I might know what they're talking about, but let's wait and see.
Boot tracks. Several pairs by the look. Not too old either. Let's head down into the canyon and see if we can find more. Quiet out here. I like it. Nice change of pace from Aquila City.
Did you actually just say it's quiet out here? I mean, you don't have to be superstitious, but come on. You just don't say things like that. Fuck. Now I'm anxious.
Are you certain that traveling into these canyons is wise? The route looks treacherous.
Sarah.
Oh, I grew up on a farm. Back when I was a kid, I used to love exploring and making maps. These canyons would have kept me busy for months. I'd have looked into every nook and cranny.
Looks like we've got some locals.
Whoa, whoa! What the hell are you firing at?
Just some bugs. Careful over the looser rocks.
Got a situation here! Good eye, Deputy. Looks like we're heading in the right direction.
Yeah. I don't know the terrain well enough to know if the locals are being riled up by whoever we're looking for, or if this is just normal activity. Looks like some of them might have got hurt, though. Oh. Well.
You better check your ammunition supply. It's clear that we're not the only things roaming these canyons.
I don't think that's the kind of water we want to traverse. Ah. Low gravity, okay. Helpful. Looks like either way's kind of dangerous.
Whoa! What the hell is that?
These ones don't look like they are recent.
They definitely passed this way. Let's just hope they're not perched up onto these canyon walls, waiting to snipe at us. Grab some cover!
No, but they're expecting people. Well, I mean, they could still be waiting to snipe us. That's also true. Looks like maybe they had a camera, so they might not be expecting
Nice to get
anyone.
out under the sky for a spell. Being a mother means I don't get as much field work as I used to.
these things might not even be set up for expectations of being followed. Hello.
You're a natural tracker. You smell that? I'd bet my badge that's wood smoke from a campfire. They're close. Be ready.
We should be careful. This bottleneck is the perfect place for an ambush.
Definitely dressed up in first uniforms, but my mom told me the first were disbanded after the war. At least I think that's what she said. Gotta give them a chance. They're not reading as hostile. But I'm not taking any chances. No sudden moves. You in charge?
Well now, look who's here. Ms. Wagner called in the cavalry. Except it ain't much of a cavalry. I suggest you turn around and walk away while you still can.
Normally, I'd suggest you choose your words carefully so we could avoid bloodshed. But something tells me that isn't going to be possible.
Who are you?
Don't recognize the uniforms. Guess I shouldn't be surprised. It's like the Major said, everyone's conveniently forgotten. Forgotten our sacrifice. Forgotten how we were betrayed. We'll make them all remember soon enough. I promise you that.
What do you want with Wagoner Farm?
Oh, it ain't exactly the farm that's special, but that ain't none of your business.
Look, I'm not going anywhere until we get some answers.
You think you're in a position to make demands? Well, I've got news for you. All you're getting from me is a shallow grave. So, got any last words I should try to remember?
This doesn't need to get violent.
Oh, I think it does.
We've been found out! Don't let him leave here!
Hey, there'll be plenty of time for shooting later.
Damn, that was a lot rougher than I expected. Let's talk.
Unfortunately, it was about the usual I expect. Why can't people just be civil?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Not my first firefight.
Really? Guess you've led a pretty exciting life. Maybe the less I know about that, the better. Let's search the area. Maybe we can find something that explains what these guys were up to.
What do you think we're looking for exactly?
Hopefully, we can find something that explains who these guys were and why they were after the Wagoner farm.
All right, I'll see what I can find.
Likewise.
Might as well do a little bit of scavenging while we're at it. It's not like they're gonna need it.
Oh, this should be a more than adequate return for our efforts.
Is this why they wanted the farm? Moon shining? I don't even know the legality of that, or illegality of it. Is moonshine illegal?
This looks promising. Well, I suppose they're not going to need it anymore.
I don't know if you found something, but I did.
Find anything interesting?
Take a look at this.
Let's see what we have here. Interesting. So, their ship was stolen from the Hope Tech factory. Whoever pulled that off must have been one hell of a shipjacker. Well, I guess someone really wants that farm bad. Speaking of which, let's get back there and let Miss Wagner know that she's safe. For now.
Oh. Shit. Locked out. No. Hopefully those bugs in this place stick to the canyons. But just in case, be ready to pull your gun again. Well, I mean a 0G, or a, not 0, but low G boost. Yeah. Maybe somewhere a little bit safer. Okay. Okay, it is pretty late, I guess. They might be in bed. We'll, wait here till morning. Talk to him then.
Crew accounted for. We're ready to start.
Plenty of beds in here, Emma. I assume as a ranger you've spent some time in a spaceship? I guess my open door policy is my own fault. That's fine. No, not today. This'll do.
Remember when I said I like to be close to you? Now you know exactly what I meant.
Sarah? We have guests. It's a beautiful view. And outside's pretty too.
Picked up something you might be interested in.
The thing I'm most interested in is you. You'll have to forgive us. We're newlyweds. Well, I suppose 6 o'clock is pretty early.
I wish we kept the ship's gravity this low. It's an awfully pleasant sensation.
Yeah, it's fun for hopping around. I don't think I'd want it all the time, though. You know, it only just now occurred to me that the location of the sun right now is also dependent on the location of the planet, and we're on a moon. Here I am just expecting a normal sunrise and not even considering that the sun could have a whole different perspective on this world. It's sometimes hard to remember for somebody that's lived mostly on planets their whole life, that some worlds aren't planets. Alright, I think we've waited long enough. We've been polite, I guess. Knock knock. I hope you're decent. Hi. I didn't mean to intrude. I know your day's just getting
What's the
started,
news?
but
What happened? Did you find those men?
well, they were in the canyon like you said. Unfortunately, they chose the violent path.
Well, it's good to see you're all right then. They must have been crazy or desperate, trying to take on the Freestar Rangers. So who were they? And why do they want my farm?
Do you know anything about a stolen Hoptech starship?
Hoptech? The cargo ship company? Sorry, I don't know anything about that.
Well, unfortunately, we don't know, and they wouldn't talk, so that's about the only thing I can say.
So I have no way of knowing if there aren't more coming. Guess I'll start sleeping with a gun nearby. I can't thank you enough. I'd hate to be remembered as the wagoner who couldn't hold on to the farm that's been in the family for so long.
Just doing our job.
Of course. All the same, I'm grateful.
If you have any more trouble, give us a call. We're in system, so it won't take long to get someone out here. All right, Deputy. Let's get back to the rock. We need to report this to the Marshal.
Yes, ma'am.
to lift off when you are, Captain.
Time to leave this place behind. Achieving orbit now.
Welcome to Freestar Space. We're gonna do a quick scan for contraband. You could be on your way. Scan complete. Go ahead and land.
Wow. That's pretty high up on the pole.
Landing initiated. Watch for flaring.
You look well.
Thanks, Lynn.
Yes?
We'll go to Neon shortly, Walter. Just got a couple things to take care of.
Oh, it's nice to finally be off our ship.
This is just a short detour, Emma. Business for the mayor. Oh, and you know what I just realized? I didn't even think about making you anything for breakfast. Sorry, I usually just make something for me and Sarah. Everybody else handles themselves. I didn't consider it. Alright, where's this farm?
Watch it!
Another loser, another notch on my gun.
Oh.
The two
Sarah.
of us make quite the pair, eh?
Yes, we do. Let's talk about your gun.
Want to see what I'm carrying?
Yeah, probably, time for something a little more dangerous, but maybe let me handle the full firepower? I'd flirt with you, but we have company.
Don't stay away too long.
Well, doesn't read as dangerous. They don't appear to be suffering from any kind of cold weather damage, but I don't know. That might not be mean much. Normally I would do some scavenging, but feels a little icky. I think we'll leave that, leave this gate open for those little creatures to go, well, honestly probably get killed by something else, but not starvation. got?
Well, hello, sunshine. Oh, yes, of course. I almost forgot.
Can I tell you something?
Oh, I can tell I'm going to like this.
8 letters, 3 simple words. I love you.
Every time you say those things, it feels like I'm in heaven. Oh, I love our little chats. You know how to make a woman feel special.
I'm only special because you make me feel special.
Cockpit's in good shape. We're ready to fly. We're locking into orbit now.
Back down we go.
Gear looks green, ready to land.
Why anyone would want to live somewhere so old is beyond me.
I mean, Sarah, New Atlantis is basically the same age. It may look newer, but talking a difference of decades? That's a drop in a ocean.
Aquila City's really the heart of the Freestar. just keep your gun holstered during your stay. You'll be good in my book.
Marshal?
What's the story on Montero Luna?
That call we got from Wagner Farm turned out to be a little more interesting than I was expecting. Some men were trying to run the Wagners off the land. They tried to buy it first, but when that didn't work, they turned to threats. We confronted them, and unfortunately, it came to violence. None of them survived.
You helped someone in need and came back alive. That's a job well done.
Well, Mrs. Wagner is safe, that's the important thing, but there's still some unanswered questions.
I agree. Until we see the whole picture, we won't know if Miss Wagner is truly safe. What did you make of these men who were trying to take the farm?
They were tough and well armed. I have maybe a theory, but probably mercenaries.
If that's true, then someone must have hired them. Now, did you find anything that might give us a lead on why these men wanted the farm?
The only thing I found was this slate. They hired someone to steal a ship from Hope Tech.
Hope Tech ships ain't exactly cheap. That thief could probably tell us a lot about these men you ran into.
There's something else. They were dressed in Freestar militia uniforms. The unit badge was yellow on black with the number 1. They also said something about being forgotten. They seemed bitter about it, resentful. Didn't you fight in the Colony War, Marshal? Any of that sound familiar?
The 1st Cavalry.
Yep.
I was in that unit for a while. But it was disbanded decades ago. After the Battle of Nera. What was left of it, anyway.
You think those men could be veterans from the 1st Cavalry?
I suppose it ain't impossible, but it's real damn unlikely. The unit was pretty much wiped out, and the few that survived ended up in prison after a court-martial for disobeying orders. I don't recall how long the sentence was.
Not all of them. What happened at the Battle of Nera, in your words?
The 1st Cavalry lost almost all their mechs and soldiers in a big push to take a United Colonies base. They were just about there when a ceasefire order came down. Both sides had just lost too much by then. It was a bloodbath. The commanding officer of the 1st disobeyed the order. He didn't want the lives of his soldiers to be sacrificed for nothing. They court-martialed him, and the rest of the surviving officers, and locked them all up.
Some of the enlisted, they left. That still doesn't explain why they'd want Wagner Farm.
No, it doesn't. Just raises more questions. It's a good bet that starship thief can help us get some answers. The Hope Tech factory is in Hope Town on Polvo. Nia Kalu's our ranger stationed out there. She can introduce you to Ron Hope, the president of Hope Tech. He might be able to help you find the thief. Just make sure you stay on his good side. He's on the Council of Governors, and they're the ones we answer to.
What can you tell me about Ron Hope?
Proud, stubborn, and smart. A self-made man. He built Hope Tech through blood, sweat, and sheer willpower.
Well, I'll do what I have to.
Normally, I'd praise that kind of dedication, but you need to maintain a sense of perspective here. Our authority and our power comes from the Council of Governors. Remember that. This is your assignment now, Deputy. Work with the other Rangers. Find out what you can about those men on Montero Luna. Meantime, I'll look into a possible connection with the 1st Cavalry. Good hunting.
I think after this we'll get back to some Constellation business. I don't know that this investigation is first priority at the moment. Before I go talk to the mayor, I want to see about this Frank person. I don't think anybody should be denied living in a place just because they're from another place. That seems inhospitable.
Hey, I heard you had Dunlop's disease.
Huh? What? No, I don't have.
Knock knock. Hello?
So you sold 3 pickups today?
Yeah, might get some more on the back end. Your casserole sealed the deal.
Don't you need to wait for the contract to be signed?
This ain't the UC. We shook hands and the deal's done. Should have the contract signed tomorrow.
My cousin works for Deimos, and he says the approval process for a big deal can take months.
That's life under the boot for you. Business keeps going this good, and it'll make dealing with these pretentious court jerks worth it.
I didn't mean to intrude, but the door was open.
Aquila City is lucky that Hope Tech still deals with them after the reception I've gotten. I come here offering business, employment opportunities, and they practically spit in my face.
What do you do at Hope Tech?
I'm a senior vice president. Cut my teeth with mineral acquisitions for some of the pricier things we need for the ships. I was really looking forward to having my own region to manage. But now...
Did you do something to insult someone?
Me? I did something wrong. Let me explain. So Ron Hope assigns me to Aquila City, and I'm excited, right? Could be a plum assignment. But I need a place to sleep here, so I bought some prime real estate for me and my girl. And damn it, you'd think I plowed through a sacred burial site. Listen, I'm not the one selling some priceless historical manor. That's not on me.
Maybe you should try and back out and get a new house. How is it historical?
That's just the thing, isn't it? It's not really. All the manors on the core were built by the founders. But this isn't some sort of sacred ground, right? It's just housing. And the owners before, some nobody third-tier family. But it's the core. Ha! Like I care.
If they care so much, and do you care about the new house idea?
And give them the satisfaction? Ha! Never. Thanks for hearing me out. Hope you have a better day than I've had.
It doesn't sound like you care all that much whether people like you or not.
You're damn right I don't. In fact, I almost feel sorry for them. Bunch of wrong-headed, judgmental, backward-looking dust wranglers. That's what these people are. Every credit I spent on that house, I made with honest, hard work. I come here to make my way, and this is how they treat me. I can tell they're all hoping I sell and move out, but the hell with that. I'm gonna stay here and stick it to them all. Make them suffer.
And, what would you say if I told you I found the last will and testament of, the owner here? Well, previous owner.
Who the who? Wait. Hassanov. You mean the family that owned this manor? Oh, hell. Elias Cartwright. That man's always had it out for me. My credits are as good as anyone else around here. I got a business proposition. 10,000 credits, and I take that alleged will off your hands. No questions asked.
I think I'll hold on to it for now.
Suit yourself. But there's no way Elias Cartwright or any of those other core snobs will offer you anything close.
Ugh, I don't expect Aquila City to be so... No, it's fine.
Do you have an opinion, ma'am?
My. You aren't from around here, are you?
Well, sort of. He did seem like kind of a jackass, but honestly, I don't really see the problem. Yeah, she left a will to some person that she thought might have been, I don't know. Feels like the mayor just wants him out because he doesn't like the fact that he's not from Aquila. Well, not everybody's from Aquila. I'm not from Aquila, and I got to buy a house.
Is there any type of weapon combat tech won't make?
Nobody's saying anything about my owning property here, and honestly, I don't even intend to be here that much. I don't know.
You doing okay?
I'll have to think about it.
I'm doing pretty good. You know me, I'm super lonely.
For right now, feels like Going to Neon is the
doesn't
least
take much.
worrisome
Never
of
ever
the
go outside the city
ideas.
walls after sundown.
And I suppose I've been
Sealbirds can sing a song only their mate can hear, so they
putting
can
it off
find
for
each
long
other
enough.
in large flocks.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Walter will be glad to get off my ship more than likely. I don't mind having him
Know
on
when
board.
you're ready to launch.
Gotta be honest, not really looking forward to exploring Neon. I've never been past the docks. I've heard all the stories. I knew somebody from Neon when I was in the wars. Not the war, of course, but my time in conflict. New people from New Aquila. New Atlantis. Everybody's got a story, but all the ones that ever came out of Neon, scary.
Wait to see the stars again. Apogee kick complete. Orbit steady.
To me, the place always sounded like a lawless mess filled with crime and corruption. Like the stuff you read in books or see on shows. Not to mention constant lightning storms. Well, here we go.